Well, Cheryl, another crazy night at Target Center, but you got to like the end result no matter how you got there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I felt like the kind of where things were headed, how hard it was for us to get anything going, that we showed a great deal of mental fortitude, physical toughness. And we stuck with it. Because I thought it was, maybe a situation where, if don't get any calls, the physicality, that everything was marginal at one end, and then we see that last foul on Fee, which was marginal at best. So it would be very easy to be frustrated. Nothing came easy. Fee was struggling, and I would love to have the life of Nafisa Collier. And I just said I spent the entire game telling anybody that would listen that she was awful, she was killing us. And then she does something that's only been done for the 10th time in our league history. That's a bad game for Fee, right? I'd love to be Nafisa Collier and have a 27-point night, 17 rebound, 4 block shots be a bad night. But I think Fee will tell you that there were some moments that she would like to be better for the team. Particularly, we get to the end of the game situation and we turn it over. It becomes a one-possession game. 34 seconds feels like 34 minutes for us when we have a 7-point lead. I don't know why that's hard for us, but I thought that the physicality that Atlanta plays with, we were ready. We had a practice yesterday where we told the guys, beat us up, get after us, and these guys are better than the guys' team. Defensively, and they made everything hard. They made everything a crowd. But somehow we still scored 44 points in the paint. We didn't defend very well until late in the game when we started bringing more help, which is what was the game plan from the beginning. But we finally got to it, and it was fruitful for us, and it allowed us to play a little bit more free in transition, and that obviously is a big key for us.
Coach, you didn't mention anything about playoffs before the game, but it seemed like that type of atmosphere, especially late. You talk about the way you guys turned up the defense, and then Fee all of a sudden just turned it on offensively. I mean, that's what it takes, right, to be able to not only make the playoffs, but play playoff basketball. Did you get a sense that they kind of had a sense of urgency that they need this win? Yeah,
and we did. I didn't think it was a case that throughout the game we weren't necessarily not playing hard enough. I just think execution, and I'm sure both coaches probably feel the same way, execution with the concepts. They were better at their defense than what we were for the game. That being said, it was, what they shoot 35%. I mean, obviously their best player had a tough night shooting it. Thought, she got some good looks that I don't necessarily think we should give her. But I think in terms of where we're at, like we talked about, the game is supposed to be hard. Where we're at, what we're trying to accomplish, it's just not going to be easy. There's just at this point, and that's what McBride came out of there after we kind of got a little bit of separation, and she's like, "This is what it's supposed to feel like. It's supposed to feel like this. It's hard. It challenges you mentally. It challenges you physically, and you got to find a way to come out on top." And we were fortunate that the group that was out there, like I said, they believed in. Battling for rebounds. Carlton was big, getting in there, competing on the glass, and then making shots. I mean, K-Mac's big shot into regulation on the drive. I was happy to see her do that and get in there and got that one to go down, and then overtime for us was pretty decent.
You spoke on everybody inside
Dorka?
but Dorka.
Yeah, no, I don't mean to.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
But just talk about her game, though.
Yeah.
16 rebounds, ties her career high, obviously. And just overall, 6 assists, I believe. So just talk about what she did for you guys overall, energy-wise, and fighting in the paint against Parker.
Yeah. It's the first time, I think, in, if I'm not mistaken, Lynx history, that we had 2 players north of 10 rebounds in the first half. And that was Fee and Dorka. Dorka's the third rookie in the history of the league to record more than 10 points or more, 15 rebounds or more on five or more assists, right? So I think the company she's in is like Asia Wilson and Candace Parker, what she did today. I thought Dorka was just, I mean, from the jump, she was locked in. It's very difficult to, try to schematically, try to challenge Parker for her catches or any of their bigs, and then also be there for help when the guards are getting beat, and then also get a rebound when you had to rotate. And then offensively, she gives us ball movement. She's a player that keeps it moving, and she's really learning how to play when people are leaving her, and they were flooding and helping, and Dorka had some really big plays for us. 5 offensive rebounds. Those extra possessions were awfully meaningful, and 6 assists. And I know she was gassed, right? But that's, again, I want rookies to feel like that, because that's what it takes. You leave here exhausted, and then you take care of your body and you try to do it again on Sunday.
Hey, Cheryl, magic number is 1, 3 games left in regular season. But considering the last 2 games earlier in the week, how does a win like this help the confidence of this team as you're heading into the end of the season and into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, we're a confident team. I don't think the last 2 games affected our confidence. Honestly, we didn't make shots in Washington. We make a few more shots, and that game's different. There was a good stretch where this was the same thing, where Collier, was, I think, 3 for 10 at half, and 3 for 12, whatever it was. And so just really, really, her getting going was necessary. So making shots, putting the ball in the hole, that didn't happen for a while. And once that started happening, I'm pretty sure it was because off of stops. It wasn't trading baskets. We were getting stops, and that allowed us to close the deficit and get ourselves to overtime. But I think the team's confident. I think we know what we have to do. It's just, can we do it? And can defense be something that, gets us to a place where it helps us win a game? And I'm not sure if I watch the video and I go, our defense, is what was hard for Howard, or, I think Alicia Gray being in foul trouble a little bit, that was, still a pretty good game for her. But, I mean, their perimeter's tough. Ari McDonald helped them a ton. She was huge. But to survive that, and, does it give you more confidence? I mean, I think this team feels good about themselves. And I know they feel good about this win because it's obviously meaningful in terms of playoff positioning. We can't control what everybody else does. If we just, win our games, easier said than done. But the idea that you have 2 home games, here this weekend, see what you can make of it. This was a good start to the weekend.
On the defense, Coach, from 2.5 minutes when Ari hit that 3 to put them up 7, then they're through almost the entire overtime, about 7.5 minutes without them hitting a field goal. Was it just a matter of the team being like, all right, now it's ready to go defense, or was there any kind of schematic shift?
Yeah, we started helping. If you look at how many drives that they had, we showed them at halftime, straight line drives, points in the paint. Our early help, timely help, get over there. Don't be afraid to leave your player. They weren't afraid to leave any of our players. Every time we got to the paint, there were doubles. How many times there was a jump ball tie-up because there were just so many people around us. We started to do it. It was obviously really late, but they finally were convinced that if they did that, and then I think once they did it once or twice, then they kind of said, oh, okay, yeah, this is effective. We did it a little bit more. And so I think it was our help, our competing for rebounds. The shots were, end of shot clocks, a fair amount. And so I think that was the biggest difference, actually bringing the help and being there for each other. A couple big blocks. Fee came over as low defender and left her player and got a block. I don't know if it was on Howard. But, yeah, Mitchell was all over the place. Huge charge, right? So, yeah, we just did some things defensively that were necessary. Otherwise, we're not in position to win the game.
Any further questions?
Thanks, everybody. Yep, you're welcome.